Any ideas how they should buff or rework Vlad? Because Crimson Circle is great. He is the one lacking in power. I think they would actually need to buff some of the Crimsons as well. So let's take a look. So before... what do you call it? This carried it really, really hard. I would change this one to Drain 1 instead of Deal 1. I would change this to Drain 1, I think. I would leave this the same and this one the same. I think I'd make this one a 3-2 actually. Because Deal 1 to grant an ally plus 2-0. I think I'd make this a 3-2. And I don't think it'd be overbearing. I don't think it'd make a giant difference on the archetype by any means. But I think I would still help the Crimsons out a little bit. Being able to block Fearsome, I think, would be a pretty decent buff to it. That wouldn't make it, like, really great in aggro either, you know? No, I think it needs to be a 3-2 because... Or else you don't have ways to block Fearsome early in the game. Like... You don't have ways to block... Like, you don't want to block a 3-2 spider with this that costs 2 mana with your 3 mana. You know? I think this should be a 3-2. For Vladimir, I think in a lot of ways he just needs more synergy cards. He needs better payoff. Like, him himself... If he had a summon effect, it would help him out. Like... A summon effect, I was thinking of like create a transfusion in hand, like something that gave this deck a bit more resources, or some type of card where he got some effect that he gotta do. Whether it be on the stack or not, I kind of like the idea of creating something in hand that would enable him further. I think would be cool. And then on top of that, you'd also need to buff the scars, I think, to really make the archetype shine. I think you would need more of them, for instance, because right now we got Scar Mother. She's not good enough of a payoff because she has to attack. It's just sad. This card, I think if it had Overwhelm, would be too good. So I don't really know what you would do. I think you just need more scars, more so, because we got a 6, a 5, a 3. We don't have a 4. We don't really have 1s or 2s for it. Like, this is just not working. Like, 2. I think it just needs more support of the archetype itself. Yeah, and they'd have to be decent power level if you really wanted to see it play. I think Vlad having, you know, like Katarina before, how she now has the Fleeting Blade's Edge. Something like that for Vlad could certainly help. Although, I think these things become less impactful as people know what to play against. You know, you see the Blade's Edge in hand. I don't think it should be like... You could have Vladimir say, I know people might hate me using the word random, but because it's such a small pool, I don't think it's an issue. Create a random Crimson in hand. I think that would be pretty neat. A random Crimson follower in hand, where you get just like a little extra value that you need, because this deck really doesn't have like any ways of drawing, and I would buff the Crimsons by just a little bit. They still wouldn't be great too. But I think something to fit the theme of it more and give you a little bit more resources, that's probably the direction I would take it. I'm not very great at card design by any means, but I think the theme of it would be pretty neat. It would be a cool buff. I don't think it'd be overbearing. It's just like giving an extra resource. I wouldn't make it fleeting, by the way. It would be like you just have this extra unit now. Kind of like how the dragons, the Eclipse Dragon on Nightfall can create a dragon and a celestial. Something like that for Vladimir I think would be cool. Even, you could consider making him 6 health instead. I think that would be pretty big for him. That's pretty crazy stat line though. I still don't think he'd be broken. That's the thing. But a 5-6 for 5 stat line, he would see play. He would see play for sure. That might be a little bit too good though. Especially when he levels up and he gets regen. Like 7 mana, 7 health region would be nuts, but he would be able to block everything. I think he might just be, actually he might just become broken then. It's really hard to say with him. If he were to get 6 health and create an extra unit, that would be, yeah, it'd be too much. Yeah, 5 mana, 5/6. You know it's gonna happen one day. You know it's gonna happen one day. We have the, we have the 3 mana 4/4. So don't say it's impossible. It did get nerfed, obviously. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm referring to the Grizzled Ranger being a 3 mana 4/4. I'm not saying it's impossible. A 4/6 like old Trundle. Yeah, that'd probably fit a little bit better. A Daybreak Vlad deck? I have not, I don't think. Legion Vet. Yeah, Legion Veteran would need a buff too. You need Vlad to have Overwhelm or something. I think if he has Overwhelm, I think he'd be too good, but I don't... Actually, no, he wouldn't be. He wouldn't be too good. Yeah, I actually like that idea quite a bit. And it fits the Noxus region pretty okay as well. Because Sejuani has Overwhelm, so why can't Vlad have Overwhelm?